Donkey of the day for Wednesday, May 2nd goes to Mr. Kanye West. I know what you're saying. Charlamagne, it's a beautiful conversation out right now with you and Kanye, and it's an hour and 49 minutes long. It's been trending #1 on YouTube since yesterday. Why would you give him Donkey of the day today? I had people in my mentions on social media texting my phone saying they don't agree with Kanye's stance on Trump, but after watching the conversation between us, they had a better understanding of where Kanye is coming from. That's why I've been telling everyone for the past, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, just wait until Kanye speaks. Now, keep in mind, the conversation I had with him on April 18th was a couple weeks ago, and it gave me a better understanding of where Kanye was coming from, and I knew that it would do the same for you.
And then?
I have empathy for people struggling with mental health issues, which he has been very open about, including him being on meds. And when it comes to him supporting Donald Trump, Kanye has no idea about any of Trump's policies, his ideologies. He doesn't know any legislation that Trump and his administration have implemented. All Kanye saw in Trump is a celebrity who is unpredictable, outspoken, uncouth, and lets anything fly out of his mouth. Who do you think that reminded Kanye of? Huh? Yeah, himself. Okay, Kanye saw himself in Trump, and he said, damn, that could be me. Even though it probably can't, simply because Trump is white and Kanye is black. And I seriously doubt they let any Negro act like Trump, who acts like Trump, get anywhere near a presidential nomination. But don't listen to me. This is what Kanye had to say when I spoke to him.
I don't have all the answers that a celebrity's supposed to have, but I could tell you, when he was running, it's like I felt something. The fact that he won, it proved that anything is possible in America. I'm not talking about, what he's done since he's been in office, but the fact that he was able to do it, like, remember I said I was gonna run for president? Now it's like, oh, that was proven that could have happened. All of this is like an outsider thing. So when I see an outsider infiltrate, I connect with that. It's a time for the unconventional. I'm not a traditional thinker. I'm a nonconformist. But I'm a producer. I like to segue things. I like to take Otis, chop it up, do it like this. So what's the Ye version? The Ye version would be the Trump campaign and maybe the Bernie Sanders principles. Mm-hmm. That would be my mix and stuff. But I think both are needed.
A Donald Trump campaign with Bernie Sanders principles. Okay, now after hearing that, and then the very next week seeing him throw on the MAGA hat and express his love for Trump on Twitter, I was confused. Now, he said why he wore the MAGA hat. Let's hear it.
If I had not done what I felt and I just thought, then it would have just never happened. And when I wear that hat, it's like a fight for equality. Like, oh, I can wear this hat too.
Now, a fight for equality. He said that he wore the hat to repurpose what MAGA means. I will tell you something that I have told Kanye. I told Kanye, you can't repurpose something if you don't know what that something means in the first place. MAGA is Make America Great Again, which is code for Make America White Again, okay? A minority can never claim that because America has never been great for us, all right? America has never been great for women, especially women of color. It's never been great for LGBT. It's never been great for the poor and disenfranchised. It's never been great for Latinos, and it's certainly never been great for black people, okay? So you can drop that again, all right? And the hat can say Make America Great, period. If you're not trying to make America great for everybody, it's pointless, and that's why that hat can't be repurposed and that saying can't be repurposed. So to me, Kanye saying he likes Trump, it ain't about nothing. Even though right-wing media is running with the narrative because it helps them sell MAGA hats and normalize Trump's brand of bigotry because they can say, hey, our black friend Kanye West gets it. All right, now I'll be the first to tell you after having this conversation with Kanye and speaking to Kanye pretty regularly over the past couple of weeks, one thing I realized is that Ye means well, but he doesn't know how to communicate. He's a baby with a huge gun in his hand. And we all know how dangerous that can be, right? Well, we saw that on full display yesterday when Kanye, for whatever reason, decided to go to TMZ. He told me his spirit made him do it the same way his spirit told him to reach out to me to have a conversation. I can't knock the brother for how he feels, but I will give him the credit he deserves for being stupid. And stupid is exactly what he was when he went on TMZ yesterday and said this.
When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. It's like we're mentally in prison.
Jesus Christ. Oh, play that one more time. Play that one more time for me. Just one more time.
Oh, when you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. It's like we're mentally in prison.
I understood what he was trying to say, but the problem with Kanye West is he doesn't know how to communicate. And when you're on those platforms like that and you have a voice as big as Ye's, it's not about what you meant to say, it's about what you said. And what he said was slavery is a choice. Kanye is really into clothes, right? He literally is in Calabasas with people in his factory making his own garments, and I told him he has to start treating his thoughts the way he treats his fabrics. See, when you're in there cutting fabrics to make clothes, you measure properly, right? It's a saying, measure twice in order to cut once. That's how Kanye has to start treating his thoughts, okay? Kanye is talking about psychological bondage, which was, is, and will continue to be a thing for a lot of people. Literally today, my daily affirmation in my Joel Osteen Daily Bread book is, if we are going to become all God wants us to be, we must win the victory in our minds, okay? If you don't think you can be successful, you never will be. But that's a different conversation. See, yeah, you can't talk about psychological slavery in 2018 without properly acknowledging the trauma of 400 years of slavery that built this country and systemically put us at the bottom of it. And that slavery was not a choice, okay? Nobody enrolled in slavery, all right? Nobody pledged to be a member of Slave Fi-U. All right, that's not how this slavery thing works. All right, white Europeans went on kidnapping raids, and then when that got too dangerous, local African rulers and black merchants delivered captured people to trading posts to sell them as slaves to Europeans. Like, I shouldn't even have to explain this kind of stuff, but I have to because Kanye goes on platforms like TMZ, says this kind of rhetoric, and some people believe it. And for the record, there was always black people rebelling against slavery. Okay, do y'all think that line from Black Panther when Killmonger said, "Bury me in the ocean so I can be with ancestors who knew death was better than bondage" was fiction? People jumped off those slave ships. Nat Turner and his crew was killing slave masters. Harriet Tubman led the Underground Railroad. Then Mark Vesey was about to lead one of the largest slave revolts in history before he got ratted out by one of the slaves that Kanye is talking about that was psychologically in love with his master more than his own people. So Kanye's statement was highly inaccurate. And this is why diversity matters, because you need people in the room at all these corporations to shut down any untruths like this, whether they come from white people or our own people. And Kanye is still one of us, by the way, but I thank God TMZ has one of ours in there to shut this kind of dangerous rhetoric down. This is actually one of my closest friends on the planet, Mr. Van Lathan. Can we hear what Van Lathan had to say in reply to Kanye West right there in the moment, immediately after he uttered that slavery was a choice nonsense?
I actually don't think you're thinking anything. I think what you're doing right now is actually the absence of thought. And the reason why I feel like that
is because Kanye, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to believe whatever you want. But there is fact and real world, real life consequence behind everything that you just said. And while you are making music and being an artist and living the life that you've earned by being a genius, the rest of us in society have to deal with these threats to our lives. We have to deal with the marginalization that has come from the 400 years of slavery that you said for our people was a choice. Frankly, I'm disappointed, I'm appalled, and brother, I am unbelievably hurt by the fact that you have morphed into something, to me, that's not real.
Dropping a clues bomb for Van Lathan. That's exactly what Brother Kanye needed to hear in that setting. Because all of us are telling Kanye the same thing in various ways, and it's simple. Kanye, you got to be responsible, period. Your platform too big, influence too great, and if you don't know how to properly communicate what you're trying to say, then simply shut up. Okay, miscommunication is the #1 cause of all problems. Communication is your bridge to other people. Without it, there's nothing. So when it's damaged, you have to solve all these problems it creates. And Kanye, you have caused yourself a lot of problems. To be continued. Please let Remy Ma give Kanye West the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. You stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb?